So please welcome to the podium, ladies and gentlemen, the man responsible, the chairman. Please welcome Mr. Artis Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
In the South Windward constituency. Mr. John's dedication has been unparalleled. His unwavering commitment to nurturing young minds and fostering love for learning and instilling values of integrity and compassion has left an indelible mark on our constituency. Moreover, Mr. John's role as the Industrial Relations Officer for the Teachers Union underscores his steadfast advocacy for the rights, dignity, and welfare of educators. His tireless efforts in championing fair labor practices, advocating for equitable treatment, and ensuring the voices of teachers are heard have been instrumental in shaping a more just and equitable education landscape. As we embark on this momentous journey, ladies and gentlemen, with Mr. Andrew John, let us not only recognize his remarkable achievements, but also reaffirm our commitment to supporting him every step of the way. I have no doubt that he is a fit and proper person for the task at hand. Together, let us stand in solidarity with Mr. Andrew John as he endeavors to represent our constituency with honor, integrity, and unwavering dedication. Finally, on behalf of the executive of the South Windward Constituency Division and Mr. John's campaign team, I want to wish this evening's proceedings a resounding success. I thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, artists. And tonight we have some nice showers of blessings, confirmation from the Most High above that we're going in the right direction. Come on, now, man. Yes. We will move along, ladies and gentlemen, with the remarks here. Before I bring the next speaker to the podium, I have to give you a little background as to why this next general election, we cannot, not for one single second, hesitate to go to the polls and vote for change. You know, neighboring the constituency of South Windward is East St. George. And we know what happened in the last general elections with the next speaker who's coming up, Laverne Gibson Velox, in that constituency. They thought that their so-called crown prince was unbeatable, but we showed them in that constituency that it can be done. And what was even more impressive, ladies and gentlemen, and we have to give the round of applause to the outgoing candidate for South Windward, Noel Dixon, who did a tremendous job in the last general elections that showed them that both South Windward and East St. George can come home to the New Democratic Party. So now, the next general elections, you are going to have a tag team of Laverne Gibson Velox and Andrew John, unlike anything they have seen in the upcoming general elections. And we are going to do it. Please welcome Laverne Gibson Velox, East St. George.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me.
Good evening, South Windward. Protocol having been established, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here in Biabou in support of my friend and colleague, Mr. Andrew John. The NDP's candidate for South Windward. Congratulations, Andrew. Great to have you join our team, the team that is going to form government come the next general elections. And so the pleasure is mine to welcome Andrew to our team as my neighboring candidate. I look forward to working closely with him to address the key issues facing St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we know what those are: lack of jobs, a weak economy, sky-high levels of crime, a struggling health system, and neglected roads and infrastructure. The journey to Andrew's candidacy was one I followed closely, having assisted with the election of the executive and one of the constituency groups. I know now not to mess with South Windward. They were fixated on Teach, and nothing was going to get in the way of Andrew John's candidacy. These people are serious. So South Windward, you knew what you wanted. You pursued your goal relentlessly. You got your man selected. The last hurdle now is to get him elected. Use the same energy you had in getting Andrew as your candidate to ensure that he becomes your representative. I have confidence in you, and I have confidence in Andrew. Together, you make an unbeatable team, but you have to put in the work to get the victory. Andrew knows this constituency better than anyone, having worked as an educator and teaching countless children who have gone on to great things, many of whom may be here tonight, proudly cheering on their mentor. I could not think of a better person to represent this constituency. The obvious respect you have for Andrew tells me that you're onto something, that you need him to restore credibility and vibrancy in your constituency. Your vote is the power you need to achieve this. South Windward has been neglected for too long. Yes, the others will point to the Argyle International Airport. But what about the rest of the constituency? What about the many people who do not have jobs and who are left to lime on the street corner? What about those people who have been forced to leave their homes and seek a living elsewhere in North America and throughout the region in search of work because there is a lack of opportunities in the land of their birth. There are many people who did not vote in the last election or voted for the ULP. To them, I say, there is a growing mood for change in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as people look for hope. You are not alone. Join our campaign for change so that we can deliver hope for people across the country. Andrew John has a plan to create jobs, meaningful jobs here in South Windward that can offer young people fulfilling careers, not just a means to an end. You need to get him elected. This is Andrew's time.
To children, the children in the army. No. The children wake up and stop walking your sleep.
Andrew will be going up and down the constituency during his campaign, meeting people from every walk of life. When you see him, I urge you, go and speak with him and get a better understanding of his plans for you and your constituency. The NDP's plan is a solid plan. We, the NDP, are on a rescue mission and have put out an SOS. Save our St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Andrew is a vital part of the mission, a mission to create jobs, revitalize agriculture, resuscitate healthcare, improve infrastructure, and foster an economy that provides opportunities for our people. South Windward, with the NDP at the helm of governance, our country will become great again, like it was back in the Mitchell days. Trust Andrew John with your votes. He will put them to good use by becoming an exemplary representative for you. I ask you, are you satisfied with the representation you are getting now? Are you satisfied? Well, let's make that change. And guess what? Guess what? I am going to work with Andrew in South Windward, and he's going to work with me in East St. George. And that is to bring home these 2 seats to the NDP. That's what neighbors do. They lift each other up for the greater good. And we're going to include Andrew Simmons because he has a contribution to make. What a team that's
All when the wicked are come with them words, still I give thanks and praise.
Come on, now, man, let me get it thing done. South Windward, I urge you to listen to our speakers tonight. You'll hear of our 4 pillars of the economy: agriculture, tourism, the blue economy, and the new economy. Listen carefully and take the message back to the people who say the NDP has no plans. Be sure to tell the naysayers that they're included in our plans for rebuilding a great nation. NDP promises a bright future that's full of hope. Our recently launched National Athlete Program promises modern facilities, coaching, proper nutrition, and proper gear so our talented sportsmen and women can compete regionally and internationally. The more exposure they receive, the more opportunities will be available to them. Our young people are already excited about this. You must join our team. You must join the NDP. We have to make the change. Our team is experienced and government ready. Yes, we're ready to rule this country and serve all the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The current administration serves little pockets of people here and there. They have failed us, forgetting that we, the voters, are their employers. and they our employees. We have deemed them incompetent failures. So what's the next step? Fire them by voting overwhelmingly for the new Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you tonight. Go spread the word that Andrew John is the better man to represent the constituency of South Windward. God bless you, and God bless you, Vincent and the Grenadiers.
Tell me what they're fighting for, what they're killing for, Lord. We don't need no more now, so tell them wicked people.
Come on, let me see your hands. We are going to burn them out. This is the year for the NDP. Hey! All right, hold on there, Mr. DJ. Well, I tell all you, and Andrew, I told you, Mr. Cato, good night. How are you, sir? Nice to see you in the crowd. I told you all how East St. George have Andrew John Chuck on one side. And we bringing it home. You all think it's a joke? If you know the geography, you know who chucking Andrew John on the other side, right? Yeah? We have one of the young, energetic, well, yes, he's young. Of course he's young. We have one of the young, energetic senators who ain't afraid to cut loose. So when you see we Lego Bruce, and we Lego John, and we Lego Velox in their tail, we bring in all of them constituencies home. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Israel Bruce, because we cutting loose.
Thank you. Thank you to our energetic chairman. Somebody said in the audience that the computer went thirsty. Somebody get a computer drink for us, please. South Windward, good night. I didn't hear that. South Windward, good night.
I was buried alive, but I'm still. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. I am alive. There must be a reason.
Thank you, DJ. South Windward. President of the NDP and executive members, Dr. Friday and team, to the wonderful people of South Windward, and to the man of the moment, Mr. Andrew John. My friends, tonight I have but a few minutes to speak to you. And I shall speak to you with all the strength that I have. When I said on Thursday I wasn't sure I could speak here because my voice was killing me away. But I said, I am not going to miss the opportunity to stand in solidarity, shoulder to shoulder, with my friend Andrew. Shoulder to shoulder, little taller than me. But remember the story of David and Goliath. My friends, I want to speak briefly to all those people in this audience who either attended the Adelphi Secondary School or you had your kids attending the Adelphi Secondary School. I'm going to tell you something about a little history. There is not a single person in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines politics who has graduated from the Adelphi Secondary School who became a member of cabinet or an elected parliamentarian in this country for 40-odd years. Not a single one. Adelphi, past students and colleagues of mine, I challenge you tonight to let us grab this opportunity and put Adelphi Secondary School name on the map of St. Vincent and the Grenadines by supporting Brother Andrew John. And you ask me, but Andrew didn't go to Adelphi, so why are you saying Adelphi and Andrew? But every time you vote for Andrew John, you're voting for this Adelphi past students. So my friends in Biabou, and New Prospect, and Bridgetown, and Cedars, and Real Level, and Provenville, and Calder, and Bonham. You want me to name what your constituency like I own it? My friends, I invite you to do the right thing. You know, before I came to the platform tonight, I asked a professional. I said, tell me 3 reasons why you will support Andrew John as your candidate. He gave me a flip argument. He said the other man don't have no spine. That means Andrew John is a man with spine and he's ready to get the work done. Hold on there. Hold on there, DJ. I asked him, I said, what is the second reason? He said, when Andrew was a principal and he set out to bring any particular important change in the school, Andrew didn't just say he wanted it done. He got down to work, put his hands to the wheel, and made sure it is done. South Windward, you need a man like that. Hold, Mr. DJ. I like this DJ. Next my South Central meeting, I want him to borrow. I like him. So Andrew, in his many years, has demonstrated a commitment to youth, a commitment to development, and a commitment to the people of South Windward. So hear what? Andrew spent many years teaching before he became a principal. He teach, and he teach. This, and I was told, that Andrew, he spoke to students hard and loud, and he made sure he was no nonsense. But Andrew, I hear you didn't like to be it when you was a principal. But you see in this politics, here what you have to do? Let go this time, Mr. DJ.
We done them already. Get back to the money. All them a preach and preach. Step over, they go beat and teach.
Hold up!
Them a
Hold up! Hold up something. You see this election coming? Andrew has to pull his political belt. And what you gonna do, DJ? Tell me again.
Them a dope in the street and me see go over, they go beat and teach.
So that is enough. That is enough for Andrew. I'll leave that message with you, brother. This election, your mantra has to be beat and teach.
Them a dope in the street and me see go over, they go beat and teach. Man drive with the fire tick on the cars.
Low. I only have 2 more minutes. This South Windward, like South Central Windward, is an agricultural community. I know I am not asking you. As a little boy, I left my classroom and I went up to Bunkin to look for mango. When my parents couldn't give me money not to send me to school. When it's time to grab a bite, I had to go up Bunkin and up in Simon and across over by Castello and over by Monix and by Fernandez, and I know the whole place. So I know what this place looked like under an NDP government, and agriculture in South Windward was flourishing. Under the current administration, you can look through South Windward and you will see barren lands in this constituency from bow to stand. I can't believe that this is what we have for proper representation. But beating and teaching moment is coming. Those of you who have your animals and your crops and can't go to bed in the night for fear when you wake up in the morning, there'll be none of it. I said to you, help is on the way. My president and my colleagues have given me the support that we in the New Democratic Party, upon our election into government at the next general elections, we will immediately roll out a plan to make sure we address all the concerns of farmers in this country as we make agriculture one of the 4 pillars of economic development for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My friends, you will hear more about this as we unfold the campaign. South Windward, give yourself a chance. A man who has training in management and development, give him a chance. This is your moment to shine, South Windward. If you lose this opportunity, don't blame anybody. Be counted when the seats are called. I want to leave South Central. Come down to South Windward. Join with Brother Andrew. Go across to East St. George. Meet Sister Velox. And then roll into East Kingston to meet Bramble. And then when we reach Kingston is Old Mass. I love all you. Good night. Vote Andrew John. Vote the New Democratic Party. Get registered. Make sure you vote and vote with a vengeance. Thank you. Good night, my friends.
Everything nice, true, we full of vibes and thing. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get few understand the real thing. Yeah, me day at town one day, up with a white man we come all the way from Norway, and him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of sun?
If you know things hard, play the tune, DJ, play the tune. If you know things hard in SVG right now, if you know things hard in SVG right now, let me see your hands, let me see your hands. Show me your voting finger.
Look on the gully side.
Hey. Do you see anything
to smile about? Look at that hungry child. Yeah.
What the farmers them there?
Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the schools where the youth them go forget them education. Do you see anything to smile about?
Pull up, pull up, pull up. Before I bring up our next speaker, I know you all just be listening to the New Times program. You all just be listening to me and Bert and Margaret and all the hosts of the New Times program. When I tell you all when I'm on the program that I am convinced more and more people are fed up of this ULP administration, all they think is like I just be telling. I come here tonight because I know plenty of you out there listen to us on the radio, but sometimes you don't really see us, you know. It's like, but who? And I came here tonight. And a person came up to me, I'm not going to say whether it's male or female, came up to me and said, Colin, boy, that's listening on the radio all the time. You ain't lying, no? The person said to me, I'm going to tell you something, Colin. Now, they don't normally come up to maybe the candidates of the New Democratic Party, not to make the separation, but sometimes they would feel comfortable coming up to persons like myself and Bort and whatnot. That's why I go around in the constituencies. The person said, Colin, let me tell you something. I dey here tonight. I ain't wearing no yellow simply because I couldn't find any to put on. Because I is Labour. I was Labour and I voted Labour. I take me vaccine and to this day I still can't get no work. I sending me children to school and God knows how I'm making it. They try everything. And somebody might see me in the crowd here tonight and go back and tell them that they see me in the crowd, but the person say, I don't okay, because I'm tired and I'm fed up, and right now it's time for a change in this country. Hold on, DJ. Why I telling all of this story? Because that is the reality almost every single day in this country. That is why I told that person, and I will tell everybody else who is listening, whether you like the NDP or you don't like the NDP, pay attention to the policies. Pay attention to what you are going through every single day as a result of a government that clearly don't care about you, even though they campaign and say, we love you. They don't love you. Go to the polls and vote because they put you out of a job. Go to the polls and vote because they campaigned and said no new taxes, but they brought on customs import service charge, making you pay more for bread at the supermarket and at the corner shop. Vote at the polls because they say better education for your children, but during COVID, all your children catch the tail to get a proper education. Remember, and go to the polls and vote for a government that clearly cares about the betterment of you as an individual going forward for a better country and a better economy. But if you don't want to take it from me, I'm going to bring a man who will stand up here and speak plainly to you as he always does on radio and right here on platforms. That is why he is a man that they cannot move in the constituency of Central Kingston. He is the Vice President of the New Democratic Party. Please welcome Major Sinclair Leacock.
Time how the people are moving and murmuring to myself, wish it never had to be the way I see this world running. Shouldn't have to be, 'cause now every man's cup is filled with hate and overflowing. Father, I know things are going wrong, yeah, it's wickeder than before.
Brothers and sisters, Colin set all you up. I ain't supposed to be set all up. Colin well know that Major ain't down tonight to give no speech, but to bring greetings from Central Kingston. So I start tonight in my greetings from Central Kingston to acknowledge my president, Dr. Gotlin Friday, my VP colleague Nature, Chairman Daniel, Senator Bruce, and the other colleagues on the platform. As you can see from the presentation by Senator Bruce, I will have less work to do in the next election. And I don't have a problem with that. But I'm here tonight as a dutiful servant of the people of Central Kingston. They gave me a script. The paper got lost. But I remember verbatim exactly what they want me to say tonight. First of all, Brother Andrew and your wife, they said, tell him we asked you to leave your election speech closer to the election. Because when I come that time, it will be thunder in South Windward. Well, I feel kind of good about that because by that time, in any case, we don't win. I listened a little earlier to Senator Bruce, and he said he coming down and he passing through South Windward, he picking up Lavon and East St. George, he gone through Myaqua and he stopped by Fitz in East Kingston. Well, it ain't make sense to come down Central because by the time that you reach the election done over, we don't win. You think I wait in Central Kingston? I gotta look for Nature. It's Leeward we're going. We don't farm government. So, I have news for you. Andrew, they asked me to say to you that it's not normal that people fill out the hall at NDP headquarters more than Central Kingston. And if you did that in the way you did it, you're a bad man. You're a bad man. That's a bad John. Thank you very much. And I want to say and join my Central Kingston colleagues by acknowledging that never, ever in the history of the New Democratic Party has any constituency ever brought so many people in Mitchell's auditorium. And that tells me one thing. So, Windward coming home.
Let them keep talking. Whoa.
Remember, I said only talking what the people in Central Kingston asked me to talk. And next time I can talk my part. They say, when you go to South Windward, thank your leader for lending his full support to Andrew. But they went further. They say, give great encouragement to President Friday, because not since the days of Sir James, they have seen the leader of the New Democratic Party go through every nook and cranny in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as he has done, and rolled up his sleeve to say, Major, let we win the thing early. Andrew, you have to join with your leader. Too long in that. And they tell me to say this too. Ralph should have gone long time ago. Long time ago. And I don't know what it is about you. And I believe it might have something to do with your wife. But I have an abiding confidence in this man. Not because he has been a teacher. Not because he has molded many lives. Not because he has stood for principle with his union. But because I recognize in him a person who is at the right time, the right place, and the right party in history. And with his contribution, South Windward would return to the glory days of the New Democratic Party.
When the wicked are come with the ways, still I give thanks and praise. And when me never have my food on me plate.
Yeah, they tell me to say that too. Give thanks and praise. Andrew, St. Vincent, if it ever needed matured people who know what they're doing, that time is now. Central Kingston says that they have become accustomed to a kind of representative in the major. And they say they want to see in South Windward that same kind of must-win attitude. That means we're turning them up. I tell you something. Noel, you say you're handing over the keys. I have never campaigned in this constituency in any big way, you know. But I'm not a historian. But you see this one? I have permission from Central Kingston. Because we don't win that. I don't even know if they have a candidate. I don't know if they have a candidate. But I will still run. But you see this one here? Major there. And I don't put my foot in a constituency unless I know we're going to form government. Good night. Thank you. God bless you. Next time, speech from Major. Blessings.
We are living in a serious time. Whoa. Don't let the devil blow your mind.
Let me hear you.
So serious, dangerous and dangerous. He's only in the Father. You know I put my trust.
One more time. Let me go.
Time is so serious, dangerous and dangerous.
Pull up.
All over.
I have to make mention, Bruce, If it's one thing, you know, your people in your constituency walking, you know. I was made to remind you all of the big cutting loose with Bruce boat ride. Easter Sunday it is. Easter Sunday to Beckway. Huh? To lovely Beckway. To lovely Beckway. Tickets are on sale right now. You could get your tickets if you need a ticket for the boat ride. Where the ladies at? They're somewhere over there in the corner. So you could check. Wait. Oh, look them in the back behind there. Look them in the back behind there. Wave your hand again so people could see them. If you want your tickets for the boat ride, you can go right there and get your tickets. All right? National Heroes Day. Big session with the major. And of course, that is happening at Block 2000. We encourage you to come on out and be a part of that. What else am missing? What else am missing? Siobhan John, the 16th dinner. Of course, paying tribute to the heroes. Georgetown Secondary School. We encourage you to go and support that too as well.
Boss, I'm not coming to work today.
Hey!
I can't see. No, nothing wrong with my eyes. I just can't see myself coming to work today.
All right. Sign Hill Beach Splash will be happening. That is Easter Monday. Sign Hill Bay, Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble, East Kingstown. Go and be a part of that too as well as the activities for the New Democratic Party.
If you're looking for sweetness to
All right.
put inside a basket.
So let me move on one time. We ain't sticking because we have, of course, the man of the hour to come up. Now, Bruce talk about when he coming down, he coming through East St. George and he coming through Central Windward. And of course, he coming down in East Kingstown. Major tell him by the time he looking for him in Central Kingstown, he done gone Leeward. Last general election, one of the biggest crowd of supporters for the New Democratic Party I ever see behind a song truck heading down Leeward was behind our next speaker. If you see a crowd of people, they were so scared and intimidated by what they were seeing. I was in that crowd when we heard gunshots firing off because they were trying to intimidate the crowd that they were seeing heading down Leeward for support for the New Democratic Party. But it didn't daunt us. It didn't stop the NDP. Because the NDP, when we rally hard behind our candidates. And they put back nature undisputed again in that constituency. And he come here tonight to bring greetings from his constituency as Vice President of the New Democratic Party. Please welcome Nigel Nature Stevenson.
Yes, I does the blessing. I does the blessing. Father God blessing. Well, more blessing. I does the blessing. I does the blessing. Them can't stop me. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life I am blessed. When I wake up in the morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. MC. Colin. Let me extend a very pleasant good night to everyone. Good night to the President of the New Democratic Party and undoubtedly the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Godwin Friday. The members of the platform that I have the privilege of sharing tonight, and the man of the hour, Mr. Andrew John, and his dear wife. You know, when the DJ hit the music, it brought back to me shades of 2020. And as Colin said a while ago, there's always something very special that is happening in South Leeward. The people of South Leeward, whenever they are called upon to rally behind the New Democratic Party and their candidate, the Nature Boy, they do so in fine style. And I want to say, I heard someone said that rocks and bullets were fired at us as we were marching from Camden Park to Vermont. That is true. But I want to tell you that one of those persons who has been alleged to have fired one or two of the bullets, came to me and he said, boy, Nitch, I fed up. Next election, I am going to be supporting you and the New Democratic Party. I am saying this because we're talking about hardcore Labour Party supporters who are now fed up because they have been supporting a government that has promised so much to them and has delivered so very little to them. And it is said that you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And their eyes are opening. And I'm extending open arms to them. I am welcoming all of them to the fold of the New Democratic Party. That's why we are that successful in South Leeward. And Major was saying a while ago that he doesn't know whether or not he has an opponent. Well, Major, I'm not sure I have one either. But I'm always open to a handicap match. Whether it is 2 against 1 or 3 against 1, at the end of the day, the result will always be the same. The New Democratic Party and the Nature Boy will be victorious. So I am coming from a constituency that knows how to win. We have won not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times. And I'm sure that a 4th time is beckoning. So, my dear friends in South Windward, every time I'm looking, I'm in the parliament, I realize I'm sitting as a representative for the constituency of South Leeward. But there's nothing more appalling to me than when I look across the aisle, I see somebody bearing my last name representing South Windward. And there is absolutely nothing, no relation with respect to our family or our modus operandi. Because what drives the Stevenson is a passion to making the lives of the people of South Leeward and of St. Vincent and the Grenadines better. The other gentlemen across the aisles have made the lives of the people of Biabou and South Windward better. That is the distinction between the both of us. One is there to make lives better. The other is making lives bitter. And therefore, if you want to have a change in a fortune, if you want to go back to the glory days of agriculture that Israel Bruce was talking about earlier, then you need to go to the polls whenever the election is called and vote for no other person than Mr. Andrew John. I haven't known Andrew for a very long time. But there's one thing that I do know. You can only pretend for so long. And if anybody comes to you pretending in the not too distant future, you will know that that person is a pretender. But Andrew is a genuine person. This is a genuine article, Biabou. This is a genuine article, South Windward. Election is no joke. Election is just not about receiving some money in a t-shirt or a promise or a drink here or there. Election is investing your vote, investing your future for 5 years in the hands of a representative and of a government. And your heart is involved in management. Management and business. Listen to me. If you're in business, you're not going to invest if you don't see the prospect of making a profit. So I want to ask you, what has it profit you for investing your vote in the Unity Labour Party for all these years, South Windward? What are the returns? How is your life better? I'm saying that I used to come to Biabou to play cricket. I remember the days when I played at that playing field up there. And the lives of the people was so much better. Biabou was a booming and bustling community. What has happened to it now? What has gone wrong? You know what has gone wrong? you have made a wrong decision to vote for the Unity Labour Party. A party that doesn't care about you except it is at the eve of an election. You can't talk to them now because they don't have any time with you. But at the end of their tenure, their 5-year tenure, the power that they have, that they've been wielding over you and doing whatever they feel, is coming back to you, the ordinary man and woman. That is why they have to come back to you and ask you for your vote. But when they come back to you, say that I have invested long enough and have not seen any return. And therefore, it is time for me to go back to the drawing board and reinvest in no other person than Andrew John. And I'm sure that he would be able to turn the fortunes around for you so that you would be able to enjoy a better quality of life, my friends of South Windward. So when we went in South Leeward, make sure that when I'm listening and Major is on his way to South Leeward, Andrew John is in the caravan coming to meet the rest of his colleagues. Thank you, God bless you, and remember, vote overwhelmingly for Mr. Andrew John.
Me say me never give up. I said there ain't no giving in. And when the going get tough, I said the tough get going. My people don't give up. I said there ain't no giving in. No, Rastafari guide I and I from the beginning.
All right. Let me get quiet with you all for a second as we get ready to bring up our next speaker. I want to share again with you a personal story with the man who is the outgoing candidate for the New Democratic Party in this constituency of South Windward. I remember, and I know many of you remember, when the petitions, or even before the petitions came forward, when a call was made for Vincentians to come out and fight for their democracy in this country. There were many persons who turned up at the government house where they were rushing to swear in members of the Unity Labour Party. There were fire trucks, there were SSU, there were Black Squad, there was rain, and there was mud. There were barricades. And we were there, NDP supporters and Vincentians who were fighting for democracy. I was there. And there were a lot of pushing and shoving from persons there fighting for democracy and resistance from police officers. But it was still very civil. There were no injuries. This is the first time that I was having an interaction with Noel Dixon. Because while I was up front there with other Vincentians, shoulder to shoulder, fighting for democracy, tired, thirsty, and out of breath, mud all the way up to the knees in my jeans pants. While I pushing coming through the crowd, who I see pushing in the opposite direction coming up with much mud on his knees, all in his short, all in his side he face, saying, Colin, where you turning back for? Let we go. We going forward. The pressing for democracy is Noel Dixon. From that day, I had so much appreciation and respect for a man many of you may seem to think is quiet and humble, but deep down inside is a fighter. And even in the last general election, when many counted him out, he continued to fight hard throughout this constituency on behalf of the people of South Windward. And you all need to give him a round of applause for that. He loves this constituency and the people of this constituency so much that he has decided now to pass on that mantle to somebody else to fight on and for the behalf of the people of the constituency, in that of Mr. Andrew John. Please welcome and show some love and respect and appreciation for Mr. Noel Dixon.
South Windward. South Windward, South Windward, South Windward. Good night, good night, good night. A pleasant good night also to those folks on the platform, especially our renowned leader and president, Dr. Godwin Friday, and the team that he has with him. But you know, I want to say a very special good night to Mr. Andrew John. Mr. Andrew John and his dear wife, Cheryl. Now, early on, when Miss Dixon prayed, the impression was given that it was Mistress Dixon. But she is my sister. She is my sister, a born Trinidadian, living in Florida, but decided to spend this week with me and to grace this platform. When I was taking her home, I was speaking to the chairman, and she said, I can open in prayer. And so she did it, and I want to give her thanks for that. I want to say 3 things tonight to the people of South Windward. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank you all for those years that you rally with me. I want to thank you all in a very special way for the confidence that you had in me and the support that you gave me during this period. It was not an easy task, and it still is not an easy task. But as Black Stallion says, we can make it if we try just a little bit harder. So that's the only thing I want to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The second thing I want to say is this. We have been sojourning in South Windward over the years. After Barton Williams left, we have been fighting together, and I'm going to use the analogy of the farmer. Those who went before me, they did the sowing, they sowed the seed, the labor, we worked together, and I came to the point where I did the watering, the molding. All of us did that together in South Windward. We now are at the point where we're going to harvest that work that we put in. And we're going to harvest this with the leader, Mr. Andrew John. Andrew is going to lead that process where we're going to harvest our work that went forward. And we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together. The third thing I want to say to you is that during the last election, I believe some of you would have said to yourself, Noel will make it without my vote. Right? So, we ain't bound to go and vote. But I want you to say tonight, and I want to encourage you tonight, to say this time, next time around, that we must make sure that Andrew John win the thing. Right? We must make sure that Andrew John win the thing next time around. I have confidence in him. I have confidence in Andrew John. I know he will make it, but we as a constituency must rally together around him. So, what I'm going to say now, and I want you to repeat our chant. I want to say is teach, we say, all the way. Right? So when we reach to Bridgetown polling station, what we're going to do? Teach, we say, all the way. When we come to Bible school, teach, we say, all the way. When we go to Simon, teach, we say, all the way. When we go down to Argyle, teach, we say, all the way. And when we go up to Calder, what are we going to say again? Teach, we say, all the way. When we go down to Stubbs, teach, we say, all the way. When we go up to Victoria Village, well, it's more teach, we say. Teach, we say, right away. And then when we go down to Carapan, what are we going to say again? Teach, we say, all the way. Folks, we have no choice but to do that. We have suffered long enough. And at a party, we have always tried our best to bring to you the best that we can offer. And we are offering our very best this time in the person of Andrew Dunn, better known as Teach. And I'm going to say again, we must work together to ensure it is done. I'm going to ask us then to make sure that when we go to vote, we work with one or two other persons, bring them out. Because why? I want you to give him 3 times the support you gave me in the last general election. And if you give him 3 times the vote and support that you gave me, we win the thing already. We win the thing already. So, that's all I'm going to say to you tonight again. We have the best that we can offer to us in South Windward, and we're going to give him our support. So is Teach me say, all the way. Teach me say, all the way. Thank you.
From your wake up this morning, you're the winner. Yeah, 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 yeah. From your wake up this morning, you're the.
As we hand over the key, ladies and gentlemen, Noel Dixon to Andrew John, the passing of the mantle and the key for the next general election, South Windward.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Life is so good to me. Life is so good to me. Whoa, whoa, yeah. From your wake up this morning, you're the winner. Yeah, 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 yeah. From your wake up this morning, you're the winner.
Come on, South Windward, let me see you. All your coming, there we go.
Here we love our lives now. Everywhere is bright now. Oh, I said, oh, life is so good to me.
Can you feel
Life
it?
is so good to
The next general election, South Windward belongs to the New Democratic Party.
You the winner. Yeah, 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 yeah. From your wake up this morning, you the winner. Yeah, yeah. Watch out, Jaja.
Oi! Hey, now, man. Hey, now, man. I don't know about all, you know, but they could call the general election tomorrow morning. Self, are you ready, you know? Are you ready? If they call it tomorrow, are you ready? All you gonna see the NDP start to roll, all like, just so the NDP rolling out. But you see, we giving them one shot at a time. We dropping them one at a time. But anyhow they call the election, the NDP rolling out. Trust me. Well, I know all they ready and I know all they can't wait. And I know the reason why you are here in your numbers tonight is because you support and you rally behind the next elected representative for the constituency of South Windward, Mr. Andrew John. But guess what? We will be calling him the Honorable Andrew John. So hear what? Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you are here because you want to hear from your next candidate. And they say ain't nobody else sweeter to introduce him than the person who know him best. So I will step aside because I could stand up here and make as much noise as I want. It will never be as sweeter than coming from the person who know him best. Please put all your hands together and welcome Mrs. John to introduce her husband as the next candidate for South Windward.
To Jamaica, no know how we live things say. No people come to Jamaica, no know how we live things say. Everything nice, true, we full of vibes and thing. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get few understand the real thing. Yeah, me day at town one day, up with a white man we come all the way from Norway, and him turn to me and say, How comes Jamaica full of summer screw face? Same time I lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say my youth come and go out for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Anything to smile about. Look at that hungry child.
Thank you, Masters of Ceremonies. Protocol having already been established, a very warm and pleasant good night to each and every one of you present. I have the privilege and the distinct honor of presenting to you Mr. Andrew Darius John. Mr. Andrew Darius John is originally a native of Evesham in the Mariquar Valley, and I brought him to South Windward. To live in Argyle a little over 30 years ago. Not going back, not at all. He taught for many years in various primary schools, and I met him during one of our school events. He was an outstanding teacher and principal. We have 3 children from our marriage of 29 years. Andrew is a warm, kind-hearted husband and a determined, dedicated family man and community man. He is a workaholic and believes in getting things done. He will do wonders for South Windward. Andrew John holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Management Studies and recently worked as the Industrial Relations Officer of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andrew Darius John!
No people come to Jamaica and no know how we live things. Say everything nice, true, we full of vibes and things. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get few understand the real thing. Yeah, me day at town one day, I part with a white man we come all the way from Norway. And him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of summer screw face?
Yeah, we ready. 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 We're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we ready. 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 Look how the sun now raising up and the crowd now waking up. The atmosphere have vibes and nothing can break it up. The girl them a wine non-stop. We had the drinks them in a my cup. We gonna party all night, all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show. Before we are out on the road, the girl them a release the load. So let me see your hands up so. Everybody know, put your hands up so. If you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road.
We're ready for the road. We're ready. President of the New Democratic Party, Honorable Dr. Godwin Friday, other members of the head table, greetings to you. Special greetings to you. Every single one of you. South Windward Passy, good night, South Windward. And of course, to our visitors. Let me just take a moment to thank the wife. She done give out all my secrets. But thank her very much for that lovely presentation. And special greetings to our women. Belated greetings for International Women's Day yesterday. Women are indeed special to us. And we give praises for them.
I am here tonight to let you know that change is coming to this land. Change is coming to South Windward. And Andrew John is going to make sure that it happens here. They told you I am a teacher. I was a teacher. I was a principal. And they told you I give some licks and so on, and I'm supposed to be giving some more licks. But before I give the licks, I also did a lot of assessment during my work. And I have assessed this present government that we have and have given them a resounding failing grade for their performance over these years. Failing grade. I gave a failing grade to the representation that we have been getting here in South Windward. Fail. And they have to respect that F. They have left us, the people, behind. They have left us in South Windward behind. And they have taken us for granted. And thinking that at election time, they will come and dance with us and hug us. They will come and bring all kind of galvanizer nonsense and telling us they are buying our vote. But it's not your vote they're buying, you know. They are buying your children's future. Our young people, it pierces my heart to see them on the streets, unemployed, intelligent boys and girls who we have taught, who come out of school who we have paid, you have put so much effort, so much money into, and then at the end of the day, they can't get meaningful employment, they can't get meaningful training. It is only for the chosen few. It is time for us to realize that our children here in South Windward are suffering. Our young people are suffering, and we are going to stop it. It has to stop. You see this election? Andrew John is going to make sure it stops.
Yeah, can't even trust your neighbor.
You think?
And my
You think I get involved and come here for joke? When I come here, it is saying to you that I mean business, and I need us to work together to ensure that we change what is happening in our country right now. I have a list of things, and I have a list of things written down that shows that we have been neglected. If you visit some of our roads in our constituency, it is deplorable. They are deplorable. I tried going through a place called Chile. I hear somebody sung like a village pause today. Yes, you walk through Chile. Simon breaking away, the road breaking away in Simon. I went to Diamond, it's dirty walking on. That is what we have been working 23 years to produce. Since the wife brought me to South Windward, it's one of the most beautiful places that I have been. We have so much potential here in South Windward. We have the international airport in the midst. What are we getting as a spin-off from it? Look at Biabou. Biabou should be a tongue. They should be walking here, building Biabou, so that we could be making money. What are they doing? They are borrowing the money from us. We're not making anything. And then what they do, they are chasing you from the roadside where you're making a little honest dollar. I spoke with a gentleman who runs a little corner side vendor. And the man had tears in his eyes explaining to me that they broke down his thing. And he tried to build it back. They come and they give him 7 days notice to remove it. That is what we are getting. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, they put up a poster right where the stall, one of the places were. They break down the business, mash up the business, and put up a poster there for us to look at. So maybe when we look at that, we could get food to send our children to school. It is ridiculous what is happening, and we must put a stop to it. Now, we have to put some plans in place for our children, for our young people, for us. Because right now, if we continue down this road, it is misery we are going to reap, and we can't afford that. So let us get together and start putting plans in place to build the skills of our young people. Let us start teaching them skills to live by. How could we have our young men and women at home after school, after leaving school at home, unemployed, when there are no plumbers, there are no electricians? I have a friend who I was speaking to recently. He's working on the airport, not the airport, one of the hotels that they're building. And the man told me the people who are working with him, he can't understand what they're saying. They're talking some kind of language. These are the people they're bringing to work, and we are right here not being able to earn a living. People, we have to make serious choices. Well, there's one choice. Come next election. Come next election. As somebody said, they better call it tomorrow. Come next election, we are going to put them out. We are going to vote them out of office.
Okay.
We are going to fire them. Let us fire them.
Still I see on the first, you know. Let's get it together. Okay. Rise up, my people. This is no time to invest in a war. Rise up, my people. If you not love.
We have to be struggling. We have to be struggling day by day to provide healthy food. We have to be struggling to send our kids to school. Whenever there is an issue of health, we don't even know where to go. They fly out, they go on about the business. As soon as they head hot them, they're gone. And we have to be here without proper medical care. Too many of our friends are dying. Too many of us are sick. We need to be in a position to eat healthy. And so we have to train ourselves, train our children, get into producing our own food. We have to ensure that we get back into agriculture. And when I look at the plans of the NDP, they are telling you we are going to build, and we are going to build on agriculture. Just recently, a plan was launched for athletics. South Windward used to produce national and international cricketers. Some of the best cricketers came right here from Biabou. Some of the most outstanding footballers come out of stops. And here we are now. We have not seen a professional athlete under this administration coming from anywhere in any of our areas. We need to get that athletics, that sports plan into action and make sure our children benefit from it. Now, I told you earlier, I am an assessor. I have assessed the plans of Dr. Friday and the NDP. I have assessed your plans. And these are solid plans for building St. Vincent and the Grenadines through its people. People, we need this plan. We need to be able to provide. We need to be able to live a better life than we are living. We have to be able to do that. Now, a learning from the politicians, they say, hey, me talking is what I pick up from them when, when they were up here. So, I am not going to be long because the work is here to be done. So what I am going to advise you, I am going to advise that you ensure that you are registered to vote. It doesn't make any sense you go and say, one change, and when election day, you cannot vote. Make sure that you get registered. You find out where they are doing the registration process. You go there and get registered. The next thing you have to do is make sure you spread the message. And the message is not hard. We are seeing, we are not blind, we are seeing what is happening to our people. We have to change the direction in which this country is going. So, make sure that you tell the people, whether labor, we're embracing everybody. Everybody can come on this train. This is a winning train. You hear the guys talk about that. When we start to roll, we are rolling. And I am not going to be left behind here. I know you're not going to leave me behind. I know you're not going to leave me behind. We are moving with the train. So believe me, when I tell you, I am going to ensure that South Windward come home. I am giving that solemn promise to you. I am speaking because we are going to put the work in and we are going to ensure that South Windward come home. We are bringing South Windward home. No longer are we going to be putting people who running up and down hiding from us and say they're representing us. We're not giving them anymore. We thank them for the time. It is time for them to go. So I thank you all very much for being here. I thank you for the love that you have shown, the support that you have shown, and I know we are going to move together. We are going to move together to get this thing done. So South Windward, we are going to be in government under the NDP come next election. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much, and have a very good night.
We're ready for the road. 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 We're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. 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 We're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. 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 Look how the sun now raising up and the crowd now waking up. The atmosphere have vibes and nothing can break it up. The girl them a wine non-stop. We are the drinks them in a my cup. We gonna party all night, all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show. Before we head out on the road, the girl them a release the load. So let me see your hands up, so everybody know, put your hands up, so if you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready, yeah, we're ready, yeah, we're ready, we're ready. We're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, yeah, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready.
South Windward!
Ready, ready.
All you ready?
Ready,
I can't hear you. South Windward, all you ready?
Ready, ready, ready. We're ready for the road.
All right, Mr. DJ. I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to acknowledge the presence of some persons, members of the New Democratic Party that are here. Let me say good night to K. Bacchus Batiste. West St. George is in the house. The Honorable... I almost said the Honorable Monty Roberts, but technically I am wrong because he was an honorable. But of course, Bernard Wiley is here with us. Mariko is in the house. He was also an honorable. But before we bring up our distinguished leader, you heard East Kingston. The call for East Kingston. When we reach East Kingston, then we move into Central Kingston and down in Leeward. So I must acknowledge as well the presence of the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble, who is here with us tonight. And before I bring up our distinguished leader, I'd just like to invite him at this point in time to bring us some brief greetings from East Kingston. And of course, he is one of the driving force behind the New Democratic Party's National Athletic Program, which the NDP has launched recently. And I want to make sure that our young athletes in this country pay close attention to what the NDP plans to do for all our young aspiring athletes in this country. You will get the support from an NDP government, and that is no promise, that is a guarantee once we form government. So please, ladies and gentlemen, from East Kingstown, welcome the Honorable Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble.
I was buried alive, but I'm still. I don't know what tomorrow may bring, but I got a feeling. I got a feeling tomorrow bringing over. I am alive. There must be a reason.
All right, DJ, they tell me I have to be very brief. South Windward, good night, good night, good night. Hey now, the last time, by the way, let me start over. Dr. Friday, our esteemed leader, my two vice presidents, Major and Major telling me take me time. I am very excited to be in this tongue called Biabou for a special reason. The last time I spoke here about 3 years ago, I informed the public that my great-grandfather, James Bramble, is from this tongue. So the younger folks, if you don't know, when Andrew do any house to house, Andrew go get you the history behind James Bramble. But I want to say I am very, very honored and privileged to be here tonight to show support to my brother Andrew. As you know, the New Democratic Party demonstrates what it really means to be a team. And in spite of the fact that we have a very outstanding leader in Dr. Friday who could match anybody pong for pong in terms of leadership, we still demonstrate that we have a team of capable men and women. And I am very happy and excited to know that my brother Andrew has joined our team. You know, before Andrew was selected, he spent a lot of time up at the Teachers Union building up Mackey's Hill, which is right next to where I live. And invariably, Andrew and I would meet and we would talk about this and we would talk about that. But he never once displayed any level of arrogance or complacency when it came to the issue of him becoming the candidate for the New Democratic Party out here. He was always humble, ready, and willing to do whatever it takes. First of all, to make sure that South Windward comes home on an NDP ticket, and secondly, to make sure that it is part of a New Democratic Party government. So, I am very honored. Andrew, I will start by giving you a little bit of advice, because remember, I am a newcomer too, relatively speaking. But what worked for me, and I'm sure all of my other colleagues could attest to this, is to have a solid team around you. I had my team put in place even before I left Canada, before I got home. And once you have that solid team, your wife gonna be happy, because you ain't gonna have to spend as many late nights by yourself. Because you have a team working with you. So, we in East Kingston stand ready, willing and able to provide whatever specific support we can, and by extension, the rest of the party. I want to congratulate you, welcome you into the fold, and as you know, as an old footballer, I'm a team man. So, let's get this thing working, and as Major say, let we win the thing all in. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Yep. All right. We're moving along swiftly. Earlier on, I messaged, of course, I told you all about the various activities being put on by the New Democratic Party. Reminded, with Sister K. Bacchus-Batiste here with us too as well. She has a health fair at the Daphne playing field. Just remind me the date again. The 23rd at the Daphne playing field, a health fair. Go and it's absolutely free. Go and get your health checkup, free legal advice, and all sort of thing going on at that health fair. So we encourage you to go out and be a part of it on the 23rd, ladies and gentlemen. All right, bringing some greetings all the way out of the Mariaqua Valley, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome, he's here with us, Brother Bernard Wiley.
I'm not going to sing tonight. To my distinguished leader and fellow colleagues, I'm here tonight to bring you greetings from the Mariaqua Valley. I want to say to you tonight that all is well in Mariaqua, and that Mariaqua will join in the parade of seats in the next general elections. But for tonight, my focus is on my brother, Andrew. Andrew and I have been around in the Evesham area. I'm a Lacqua man, he's an Evesham man. Dr. Friday came by to spend some time with us sometime, but we didn't know him very well at that time. Andrew is an outstanding person. And I just want you to know here in South Windward that Mariaqua stands solidly behind the candidacy of Andrew John. And we are here to support him, support South Windward. And when we move, Bruce could talk as much as he wants by moving around the corridor, you know. But they ain't leaving out Mariaqua when the movement starts. And we're moving through there, and we're joining the others down there in the victory. And I want to say, Andrew, you're in good company. You are in good company right here. And as we move on together, South Windward, when you move with Andrew, you're going to move the country, and you're going to move the whole country in the path of the New Democratic Party. Good night. God bless everyone. And Andrew, stand firm. We are with you.
Tell me what they're fighting for, what they're killing for, Lord. We don't need no more now, so tell them wicked people, fire go burn them, fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them, fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No, another one just gone. Just and smile, say you's a madman. Another young boy fall.
Yes.
So careless that night.
All right, pull up there, DJ. Pull up there, pull up there, pull up there. We have one speaker left, ladies and gentlemen. We have one speaker left. But before we bring up that speaker, South Windward, you all having a good time tonight? Nah, I don't believe all you. South Windward, all having a good time tonight? All ready to go to the polls? All ready to vote for Andrew John? All ready to join that corridor to make the jump up all the way into Kingston and all the way down to Leeward and back to Kingston? Yo, DJ, here what we're going to do right now. I want us to warm up this crowd here and put them in an election mood right now. So let we pretend that the election call tonight and we go into the polls tomorrow. So let we go, Mr. DJ.
I tackle everything.
We going straight to the polls and we voting them out.
Let me go. Me woman left me. Me woman left me. She really hurt me. She really left me.
Oi!
Well, I got my rum. I got my rum. Well, I got my rum. I got my rum. She take it deep. She take
And here now. NDP the next day. How we going to feel the next day? Listen.
Right now I'm free. And I don't have no
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. We going straight to the polls. And we voted NDP. And the next day, we freeing up the whole country. Why?
Right now I'm free. And I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem. I get rid of the blights in my life. I get rid of the blights in my life.
Hey!
I get rid of the blights in my life.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. We getting rid of the ULP out with life. Some people right now, they're wondering, boy, what is I do? Everything I try, I can't get a break from this ULP. Yeah? Hear the tune people singing right now. Listen to this one. Give me the tune. If you're fed up for labor right now, if you're not going to vote for them again, right now.
I'm fed up with hard.
If you're fed up with hard from the ULP, let me see your hand. If you're fed up with hard from the ULP, let me see your hand.
I'm fed up with hard. All you feel is joke I'm making. I don't want to hate on love, but sometimes I keep debating. She say she only lover, she only friend. We make a wish, now eat with bed, I sleep on her.
And you see when NDP win? You see when NDP win? Some of them go and butt up their head enough. Some of them go and butt up their head enough. Hey!
Joanna.
Boy, boy. Some of them going ball, what? Ball. Here we go.
Joanna, I ever tell you one thing here? Modu.
Let it play. There we go.
Murder.
Somebody say labor then. Hold on. All they want me stop. It's hard for them tonight, you know. Hard for them tonight because we making sure that we bringing Andrew John home. All they want to hear the next tune. DJ, you sure you want we play the next tune for them? Yeah? Wait now, man. Some of them, when you see you wake up election morning, because you know, you can't put on your yellow, you can't put on your red, you can't put on your green and go to the polls. But some of them going to be watching you, it's like, boy, I wonder who Mavis going to vote for. When you see you step out on election morning, I want you to walk like this straight to the polls.
God, what are you gonna kill him?
Walk straight to the polls. With your finger in the air and the peep. Some of them go be peeping to see who you're voting for.
I tell them to find a Marco. That wasn't enough, so I come with peeping.
I like this DJ.
God, what are you gonna kill him?
Well, this is me, Super P. Hello. I tell them to find a Marco. That wasn't enough, so I come with peeping.
Come, show them the dance. I want you to show them the dance. Come.
God, what are you gonna kill him?
Come.
Well, this is
God, what are you gonna kill him?
Hold up. One more for all you. One more for all you. You see, Dr. Friday and Major and everybody at the New Democratic Party been telling all you, when you vote for the NDP, the very next day, things get better in this country. The very next day, things will get better in this country. And for some of you, those of you who just go out and enjoy yourself for carnival, you go to the little parties and whatever, you know when you're in a good mood and you feel good. And no matter what anybody say, no matter what anybody do, you just feel a kind of how, because it's like, you know what? I don't go and I don't do what is right, so I don't care what anybody wants to say. So I behave in what? Play the tune for them. We meeting up in Kingston on election night, and we paraded through Kingston with yellow, and we don't care what they want to say, because what we free. And right now, it's in the PN office. Here we go.
Feeling so nice, so nice, so nice. So tripping on me, but it's alright, alright, alright. And I feel like everybody will
hold up. Alright. I'm playing one final tune. Dr. Friday, I know normally we just bring you up with a Bob Marley. I remember you invited me to your home one time, and the first thing that I was drawn to was a picture, and I've given all a little something now, from personal Dr. Friday. Dr. Friday is a big fan of Bob Marley. And if you don't know, he's quite an artist. And he has a hand-drawn image of Bob Marley that he did himself hanging up in his house. So when you see him coming up, and he coming up with Bob Marley One Love, that's not by coincidence. The man loved Bob Marley and what he stands for. But tonight, I hope you forgive me, because we're in a celebrating mood tonight. So Dr. Friday, I'm going to change your tune just for tonight. Just for tonight. And I want all of you right now, ladies and gentlemen, to put your hands in the air and welcome the man who will be the next Prime Minister of this country. He is a phenomenal man, and a phenomenal man needs a phenomenal kind of song. Please welcome the next leader of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday.
Soca just give me powers, yeah. Make me jump and fit for hours. Soca just give me powers, yeah. Drink me rum and share with others. Fit for hours, soca powers. It's a wonderful feeling. Share with others, all my brothers and all my sisters. Today we making we name. We party in sun or rain, we don't care what the people say. Once the music hit my veins, so much powers I can't explain. Until I call a name, when the Father take me away. All my friends will say, I'm phenomenal.
All right. Good night, everyone. It ain't carnival yet. It ain't carnival yet. Although, we're definitely in the mood. Good night, everyone. I want to acknowledge my colleagues on the platform here tonight. My vice presidents, Major and Nature. We have our elected members, our candidates and caretakers. In the audience, we have other members. Our General Secretary, Brenton Smith. We have supporters far and wide. But most of all, tonight we have on this stage a man who you have told me and you have told my colleagues, because we are a democratic party and we listen to the people. You have told us that Andrew John
is the person who will carry the banner for the New Democratic Party, and who will do so building on the work that our colleague Noel Dixon did, and persons before him, and bring this constituency of South Windward back home to the New Democratic Party. It's been too long that we have been separated in that way. Our hearts have always been together. But of course, we want more than that. We want to have this constituency as part of the winning team for the New Democratic Party, and to have Andrew John sitting around the table representing you, presenting the ideas that you have elected him and selected him to do. And of course, we have here his wonderful wife, Cheryl. Stand up, both of you, come. Listen, I've been in this thing long enough. I know you can't go far without having this team being the strongest unit in the entire campaign that you run as a candidate. Andrew, take it from me. Not that I have to tell you, you've been in the business long enough yourself. But your refuge must be your home and your wife. When you come out in the constituency, in the rough and tumble of politics, you want a place to go to somebody who says, no matter what it is, we are there together. No matter what it is, we will triumph together. And we know that when you do that, you will triumph, not just for yourself and your family, but also for the New Democratic Party.
Hang on for this thing, John, think I pass it through. Once again, come in, think God, Jamaica,
Cover me.
We have
Cover me.
We have had the wonderful good fortune in this New Democratic Party, where we had a selection process. After we've had the representation from our brother Noel Dixon, who fought so hard and carried the baton for us in 2 elections. But Noel knows that in politics, it is not a marathon. You don't run until you drop. And it is not a sprint because we got a long way to go. In politics, it is a relay. And after you've run your course, you pass the baton on to somebody else to run the next leg, because you want all of the things that you've accomplished to continue to go forward with speed, with strength, and with vigor. And so this is why you see him here tonight on the platform. He comes up thankfully supporting this man and thanking you, the people of this constituency, for the support that you have given to him over the years. But he's saying, for us to go the next distance, we got to pass the baton. And we have passed it to somebody who is going to complete the race, and to do so in a way that will bring South Windward home for the end.
Na 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 na. Yo, never lost my way,
Never turn fool when I reach at the crossroad. Never lost my way.
I was particularly struck tonight by the scripture reading, which calls upon us to be humble, to serve one another in the way that Christ did. And we hear about the brief testimonies we've gotten from our colleagues about Andrew John, of how simple he is. But most importantly, how genuine he is. This is a man who I have come to know before he decided to run for NDP. I used to see him walking on the picket lines and so forth when we were protesting against the vaccine mandate, and I'll say something about that just now. And we talk and we plan as to how we're going to represent the people of this country who have been victimized. At that time, I didn't know that he was going to join us on the political rostrum in this fight, in this way. But I have to tell you, in those days, I saw in him what has been mentioned here. Somebody who would stand up on principle. Somebody who will stand up and fight for what is right. And who would have the courage to stand for those persons who may not be able to do so for themselves. That is a man that I want in my team. So when he said that he was interested in running for the NDP, of course, I was delighted. But I started out my comments by saying that we were in the fortunate position of having not just one candidate of exceptional ability in Andrew John. We also had an exceptional candidate in Andrew Simmons, who came out and competed and said, I want to be a part of the NDP team. But you, the people, were the ones who chose. And you said, Friday, as much as we love Andrew Simmons, we believe that the best person to win the seat now is Andrew John. And so, you have sent him to us. But we all have to unite. As he told you himself, we have to be embracing. Everybody has to come together to help us to win this thing. It is not going to be an easy fight. It is not a fight just for him and for his wife and for me and for Leacock and for the persons here on the platform. It is for all of us and for anybody who comes forward and says, I want to lend a hand. We must embrace that person. You don't win an election against the forces that are against us. About people who will do anything to stay in political power. You don't win unless we all come together and say, this is the time for change. In the last election, the people voted, a majority of the people voted for the New Democratic Party. That tells me that the mood of the country is for change. But you can see that we still have to do more. We have to work every single day. And that is what we have been doing in your great party. There is no square inch of this country, no village, there is no town, no island that we are not going to canvass in, to come to meet the people so that they understand what we are about and that we have a better understanding what they are about. Because our politics is always, if you want to represent somebody, you have to find out what they want you to represent them about. You can't just stand up there and say you know everything like some people. You can't just stand up there and say that you're the boss, you know everything like some people. Andrew, he has been in this constituency, living here since his lovely wife brought him so many years ago. But also working here with you. A man who has trained so many young minds, people who have now grown up, to say that this is somebody who has helped to shape me. This is somebody who has given his best to try to make me a better person. Think now, if you have a person of that commitment, moving from this level, teacher, industrial relations officer, now he's saying, send me to Parliament, our highest office, and I will continue this good work for you. Because it's not about him putting stripes on his shoulders. It's not about standing on a box to see that he's up above everybody else. Rather, it's about service. It's about continuing to serve your community, your people, continue to serve your country. And he will do it in the New Democratic Party. He will do it alongside his colleagues here on this stage. He will do it as part of my team that I am putting together to govern this country. My dear people, what we are confronting is very serious business. St. Vincent and the Grenadines need a change. We need to bring hope back to our people, especially to the young people. There is too much sadness. There is too much crime. There is too much unemployment. The farmers, they don't know what to grow. There is aimlessness and hopelessness in too many of our people. And that is how some people want it, because when you're not interested, then they can do whatever the hell they want. But we are saying to you that there is hope, but in order to be able to make that hope into something real in the lives of people, we need individuals. We need a team. We need leadership. We need policies. We need plans. What we are doing here tonight is emphasizing that we have put a team in place, that we are composing, putting together a team for the next elections, not just to win an election, but to govern our country. We want to bring change, not just for change's sake. When we form government, we set about on the task of transforming St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that transformation requires us to have a plan. You have heard us talking so many times about what we have in store for our country. Let me give you a summary here tonight. My dear people, we must have not just the courage and the strength to do what is required to turn our country around. We must have a plan to do it. We cannot go forward as a country with a bright future unless we have a strong economy to keep our people employed, to provide the funds of government, to provide the services in our schools, to fix our roads, to keep our hospitals in medicine and bandages. We cannot do those things unless we rebuild our economy. And I choose the word rebuild because that is what we must do. The economy of this country under the Ralph Gonsalves administration over 23 years has gone from bad to worse. They will tell you that they're doing this and they're doing that, but you know better. You look in your own lives, for the farmers in this constituency. Ask yourself, as a farmer, are you better off now than you were 20 years ago? Can you say that this government has been a government for farmers and for agriculture? Have they delivered anything to the farmers of this constituency and the neighboring constituencies? For the farmers throughout our country? And the answer has to be no, because agriculture has declined under this administration. Just a couple of weeks ago, we went to Maracay, to Montreal, and we looked at what was supposed to be their flagship project for transforming agriculture. You know, they have the greenhouse up there. And when we go there and we see the derelict condition, the terrible state that is in, we say that these people do not have the interests of farmers at heart, because they have not used that to uplift farmers. They just built it. It looked new and shiny at one time, and they tell people they're going to do something good for them, but they didn't. Now they're telling you, give us another chance and we will redeem ourselves. Well, a leopard doesn't change its spots. And these fellas here, they're not going to get any better. So what we have to do is complete the work that we started in the last election, when the majority of the people in this country voted for the vision of the New Democratic Party, when they voted for my leadership over that of Ralph and the ULP. But we have to get the votes in this constituency as well. We have to get them in the right places so we can win more seats, not just more votes. And that is why it's so critically important that we do it here in South Windward. And we will do it because we are prepared to do the hard work to get it done. Now, I told you earlier that Andrew worked with the Teachers Union. He was there in the front lines, protecting the rights of persons, teachers, who were fired by this government or threatened at the time to be fired because they did not take the vaccine. The government was forcing the people to put something in their body and tell you, you have to choose between your body and your bread. And for those people who said, no, I cannot do it, they tell him, you have to go home. Andrew was out there fighting for them. The government, Ralph Gonsalves and the ULP, they want you to forget that, you know. They want you to pretend like it didn't happen. They want you now to say that somehow that was not the reality of the lives of so many teachers and public servants and nurses who suffered because of that policy. I know teachers in my own constituency right now who are catching hell because the government still, even after the court said you were wrong, will not relent. They say no, they want to prove that they're wrong and strong, they're going to appeal. And when they go to the court to hear the appeal, they want extension. This is something that we have to hold them accountable for. With Andrew John here, you will never be allowed to forget what this government did to our teachers. What they did to the public servants with the wicked vaccine mandate policy that put so many people out of breath. But I tell you this, I had given you the commitment before, but now of course I will have a constant reminder of it with Andrew around, that the New Democratic Party and government will not wait for any appeal from the court. As soon as we take office, one of our first acts is to instruct the Attorney General to discontinue any appeal. Let these people get back to their jobs. And we will go further than that. We will do what the court said. That is to say, those people were never fired. They must be put back in the position they were in on the day when the government sent them home. That is what is right. That is what is just. That is what Andrew was fighting for. That is what we will implement under the New Democratic Party government. I want good teachers back in the classroom. And I want fairness and justice throughout this land. And that is what we will deliver. Now, you hear me talk about the work that we have to do to rebuild our country. The agricultural sector is a vital pillar of the economy of this country. We have outlined a plan to develop the 4 major productive pillars of our economy. And we have to do it. We can't be a country without an economy. You can't beg and borrow for everything. You have to produce like you did during the days of the NDP. When banana was green gold and people bought vehicles and built their homes out of their earnings and their living. So we have agriculture as one pillar of our economy. We will build it. We have tourism as another pillar of our economy. We will develop it. We have what we call the blue economy, which is the fishing industry, the yachting industry, the rebuilding of our shipbuilding and repair industry at Otley Hall Marina. That we call the blue economy. We will develop that to create jobs, particularly for our young people. Skilled jobs, better paying jobs than they're getting now. And we have what we call the new economy. By that, I mean all the things that we never used to think of as being economic activity. Like sports, like arts and entertainment, the creative component of our economy. Music, arts and drama, to develop these to the best they can so that people not just use them as cultural expression, which is very important, but also that they can make a living from it. That the state will play a role to create the platform upon which our creatives can also make a living from what they produce. So, my dear people, these are the things that we have in store. But we have to have the people to do it, obviously. And then we have to get into office. So we have to have the best people to get us elected to form government. And we form government, life begins to get better immediately. Let me tell the farmers what we will do. You see this thing where people have the teeth in your animals and teeth in your crops? That will have to stop. They use a fancy word, they call it predial larceny, but we all know what it is. The teeth in this stuff. You have your plantain ready to go and cut, and they go on with it before you get up in the morning. You have your animals, any farmer you talk to, whether in Kingston or out here, you know that, you know it better than me. They will tell you that they have lost animals. People thief the goat, they thief the sheep. They even thief in the pig and the cattle. You know that. And you know what is so hard to take is that people buying them things at half price and so forth. So the uphold is as bad as the thief. And we have said that we will have a zero tolerance policy with respect to predial larceny. What they gonna do? The laws will be enforced. Where new laws are required, we will put them in place to make sure that this stops, because it is crippling our farmers. It is crippling our agricultural sector. The other day we had a meeting in Chapman's Village. And I tell the people, I said this. When you hear me talking about an Israel Bruce who outlined a very detailed plan as to how we're going to combat the thieving of people, animals, and food crops. How we're going to defeat predial larceny in this country. That the reason why this is so important is that, of course, for the justice for the farmers, because it's hard when you plant and somebody come and reap. It's real hard, it's painful. And it pushes people to the brink where they want to do something that they know they're going to regret. Or some people just say, the hell with it, I can't be bothered, I'm not going to farm anymore. But when you do that, that undermines the agricultural sector, and that pillar of the economy that I'm talking about will be weak instead of strong. So we have to do it for the justice for those farmers who people thief from, but we also have to do it because it will build our agricultural sector. So when I talk about it, you must know that I am committed to it as a fundamental policy of the New Democratic Party. There will be credit available for farmers. We have to use new techniques, irrigation and greenhouses and so forth, so that we can become more productive. There has to be a marketing mechanism for farmers as well to assist the farmers. When you grow things, you plant them and the price is $80 or $90 a sack for dasheen. And then when you go to reap them, it's $40. And who taking the loss? It's only the farmers taking the loss. And then people tell them, all right, you got to go and plant back. Where you going to plant back? We didn't make money from the last crop. And they want to leave it in the ground. So what I say is that we have to have a marketing mechanism so that the farmers are not the only person who will take that risk, that they will be able to get a return for their crops. And the agricultural sector will be strengthened. Farmers will go back to the land rather than having elephant grass growing all about the place. And the agricultural sector will become the pillar of the economy that it used to be. We will rebuild it under the New Democratic Party. Now, I want also to give you this promise. All the young people that we see around this country, they want hope. What we have here now is 40%, 41% of young people are unemployed. They don't have a job. The people that Andrew used to teach in school, in primary school, they come up, they go to secondary school. Some of them go to college. And when they come out, there is nothing to do. You know that as much as me. 3-4 years pass and your daughter, your son, they come out of school and they can't find anything to do. And the government offers no support whatsoever. So what we have said is that there is an existential crisis in this country when it comes to young people. A country that does not offer hope to its young people is a country that will fail. We will drift from pillar to post. Anything that comes will push us off course. We have to have a plan to help our young people.
To face real ghetto pain, to face real ghetto pressure, to face real ghetto pain, to face real ghetto pressure. On and on we go.
So young people, the other day we had a rally up in Georgetown area. And I said to you then, this is your election. You will determine, or you can, if you choose to do it, you can determine who forms the next government. When the young people stand up and say, I'm going to support Dr. Friday and the New Democratic Party, nobody in this country could stop us. So I want to ask you, to urge you, to take that decision. Come together and become an unstoppable force that will help us to change things for the better in this country.
I love to see my people living in love. I hate to see them fighting and swimming in blood. Not neglect the farming, scarring in the mud, yet they want to be.
And here's the reason why this is in your best interest for young people. Last year, with the last election, we told you that we would reduce the interest rates on student loans to 4.5%. Now it's 8 and 9%. That will save you a lot of money. At the time when we said it, Ralph and the ULP, they laughed at the idea. They say Friday and them are being opportunistic. That they can't happen, it will be unsustainable. You can't do that in St. Vincent. You want me to hear something? Last budget, in January the 8th, in the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Minister of Finance, with a straight face, he said to the students, the young people, guess what? we're going to reduce interest rates to 4.5% on student loan. After they say it can't be done, you know. They take the NDP idea and they say they're going to do it now. But here's what I say. It will be good for the young people. It will be good for people who want to go and study. It is a policy that we put forward. So I am glad that they finally saw the light. But if they had done it 3 years ago, when we campaigned on it and said that they should do it, you know how much money that those young people would have saved by now? And people would have had negotiated loans at 4.5% rather than 8 and 9% now. And we go even further. If you have a loan now for 8, 9%, and you want to renegotiate it, refinance it with the institution that is the National Development Bank that we will create, you can do that as well. Borrow the money, pay off your loan with the other institution, and then you have a loan at 4.5%. That puts money in your pockets. You could go now and fix up your house. You could buy a new car. You could send your children to school properly. And your debt will be paid off more quickly because less of it will be going to interest. That is a tremendous benefit to our young people. Number 2, I ain't going to tell it all, but I'm giving you the greatest hits. Number 2, last year, I made a pledge to the young people. We call it the Youth Guarantee Pledge. I want to remind you of this because I want you to hold me to it. I want you to hold us all to it. When I talk, I don't say things just for show. I want you to understand that what we want to do is to transform lives in this country. I am not in this just because it put me on a platform. There are other things we could do with our lives. All of the people you see here are successful people. So, when I gave the Youth Guarantee Pledge, this is what it says for young people. This is what it says. That by the end of the first term of an NDP government, we will make sure that young people have an opportunity to find a job that they can do here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Okay? If you do not have a job because you don't have the skills, the training, we will make sure that there are skills training programs in place to train you to take the jobs that are here. So it makes you more employable.
Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing.
Yeah, Colin tell you I love Bob Marley. Yeah? And it's true. But you know, this is my theme song, but it's not my favorite, my number 1 Bob Marley song. You know what that is? Everybody have a number 1, eh? No Woman No Cry, because I love song. Anyway, so what I was saying is that we have in the Youth Guarantee Pledge to the young people, we have an opportunity for a job. If you can't find a job because you don't have the right skills, you have an opportunity for training. So it's 1, 2. You have an opportunity for training because we will expand the training programs to make them available freely to our people so that they can take the jobs. You don't have excuses anymore like you're hearing at various places. Oh, we can't hire Vincentians because they don't have the skills, they don't have the training. We will put that program in place. That's the second component. And the third part of it is this. If you don't have a job, you have the skills training, and you still don't have a job, we are going to establish an internship program as well, meaning that you will have an opportunity to be placed in employment where the government will match the part of the wage that the employer will pay so that you have a chance to get some on-the-job experience and training. We hope at the end of that, when you have demonstrated the benefits that you bring to your employer and you made yourself indispensable, that they will hire you and keep you on long term. So the plan is to say to young people, it's not just that you go to school and then when you come out, you're on your own. We also believe that the state has a responsibility to help you to find a place in this beautiful St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own. Remember that Jah just by your side.
So, these are things that will be of tremendous benefit to our young people. Colin also mentioned more recently, exactly last week, Saturday, we made an announcement of our National Athlete Development Program. And what is that? It is again a commitment to our young people to say, we understand the importance of sports, not just as a matter of self-expression, but because it makes the young people aim higher for something to accomplish. And when they succeed, it is not just for their own personal accomplishment. All of us feel good. It lifts our spirit as well. But it is also part of what we say is the new economy. That is to say, you can make a living if you are a successful sports person. Whether it's in athletics, or in football, or in cricket, create the opportunity for you by developing your skills as much as possible. To do that, you have to have a platform in this country to create the sports people that we want to see going on the international stage. But here's what we said last weekend. And this is a commitment again I want you to hold us to. We have said that for those athletes, those sports people, in any of the disciplines, the recognized disciplines here, once you are of a certain standard, you reach a benchmark that is set between us and the various bodies of sports. Like in cricket, you would have the Cricket Association. In athletics, you'll have the National Olympics Committee and individuals who are coaches and so forth, who will advise us as to what these benchmarks should be, what the program should be like. And once you make that standard, you automatically qualify for support from the government. You don't have to go from pillar to post begging in order to buy the shoes to go running, to buy a cricket bat to go and play with. You will get support from the state. In the same way that persons who achieve academically a certain standard gets a national scholarship, we are going to make sure that those persons who achieve to a certain standard in athletics, in sports, will also receive the support of their government so that they can develop their skills, they can get to the best they can be, and hopefully they will be able to make a living at that discipline. But more than that, they make us all proud when they accomplish, when they succeed, we all succeed. So this is another promise that we have made to our young people. And I know that the young people are thinking about it, because those who were there last Saturday as we announced it, they were paying close attention to it. And I know they have taken the message back to their colleagues in wherever village they came from. But we also go beyond the young people. So for everybody in the country, this is why it is so important that you put the NDP in office and that we have the team to deliver, including our colleague here, Andrew John. Everybody will benefit from an NDP government because we will deliver on our pledge to reduce the VAT from 16% to 13%. Life gets better as soon as the NDP gets into office. Take my word for it. So, there's a lot to look forward to with an NDP government in office. There's a lot of hope in this country that needs to be rekindled. There are too many people throughout our country who have lost hope and faith in us as a people in order to deliver to them. And what they do is they pack their bags and they go somewhere else. They go to St. Kitts and they go to Antigua. They go to other parts of the Caribbean. Or they go farther afield. And we lose those people as contributing to our development. People should be free to go wherever they choose. But they must choose to do so not because they're running away from the hardship here, but because it's a choice made among various possibilities. What we have now is people leaving our shores, especially young people, to go and look for greener pastures in neighboring countries. We need to get them to stay here to help us to develop St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because we are a country that has great promise. There are those who try to tell us that only them have the answers, that the rest of us should just take what they offer. But this is the time. We are in the week now coming up of National Heroes Day. We need to remind them that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that the people, the Garifuna people and Chateauguay, fought for our independence, fought for our sovereignty, to build a nation, to build a people that can be proud and disciplined in themselves. That is what they fought for. For us to live that legacy, we have to continue to fight. It's a different struggle, of course. But we have to have the same commitment to say that this is our land. We can build it together. We can do better than we are doing now. We don't have to have 55 homicides every year. We don't have to be the country in the Caribbean in the world where we have the greatest number of sexual assaults and rape. We don't have to be a country where 41% of our young people are unemployed. We don't have to be a country where the farmers, every Monday, they have to worry about what they're going to put in the land. We don't have to be a country where we are leading. We are the lowest wages being paid in the Caribbean. All the things that are bad seems to happen to us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What happened to us? What happened to us? The reason for that, my dear people, is not because it is our fate. It is because of the government that we have in office. They have managed this country in a way that has brought us to a state where so many people are losing hope. But
tell me how come here in Jamaica so many people still have fight Rasta? Tell me how come don't I East West them never can be him and but them chat Caesar.
But here is the thing. As I leave you, I want you to understand that things can be better in this country. There are people on the other side. They will try to tell you that they have all the answers, but you can see very clearly from the reality around you that the answers they give are not the answers you're looking for. They have not delivered a better life for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want you to place your confidence in me and this team that we have here, that we can bring a better future for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I believe that with all my heart. And every day we think about how we can make things better for the people of this country. While at the same time, we bring this message to you so that you can have confidence in us to say that when you put Dr. Friday and his team in office, that he will deliver a better life for me and for my children. That the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be brighter. It is time for a change, my people. It is time for a change. And the change that will come, it is one that will bring a better future for you, for your children. Because, as I said, we have the team to deliver it. But we also have a plan. You have to have an economy that is functioning. And we have that in place. We also have a plan to keep our young people here, to keep them satisfied and with hope to build a better future for themselves and for all of us in every aspect of our economy, in fishing, in farming, in construction, whichever part of the economy that you're in. We will work with you to make it better. Because we believe that development is development of our people. Our people. We have to build from the bottom and come up. We have to start by asking the question, not how big and how pretty we can make something. We start out by asking, how is this going to help the people in the area? So when you build a fisheries complex up in Oya, a big and shiny object, and you ask yourself today, how many people are employed there? None. And it's just rusting and rotting away. You ask yourself, why is it that this government does not repair the Otley Hall Marina and Shipyard so that we can provide service to our shipping industry and they don't have to go to Trinidad and to Grenada just to clean the bottom of their boats, but also that could provide jobs for our young people as welders, electricians, painters, carpenters, divers, mechanics, good paying jobs, skilled jobs. Why are they not doing so? They're not doing it because they don't care about the people. They're looking out just for themselves. As a woman told me up in North Windward the other day, she said, Friday, it don't matter what projects they bring. I said, but they're building a new port. She said, they don't care what project they bring. And this is somebody who voted for them, and I know that. She said, because you know why? Who eat already, eating again. It's the same people all the time. The same people all the time. Well, it is time for us to change that. And you will have a say in that. Because you have the power to determine who forms government. You have the power to determine who becomes the next representative of South Windward after the next election.
Teach the youth them how to live. Teach the youth them how to survive. Hold your corner.
What I know is this. I have confidence in Andrew John. You have confidence in Andrew John. For those of us, we go out from this spot here tonight, we must spread that message. This is the man that will bring the change for this South Windward constituency. He will help us to form government, and then he will deliver on those things that matter most to you. All of the things in this constituency that he's so familiar with, because he live here, he work here, he plays sports here, he supports sports teams here. He knows this constituency intimately, and he has Noel behind him as well to help him to bring the interests of the people of this constituency to our table when we are deciding what we're going to do as a government. And I will listen to him because I know that you, the people of South Windward, deserve better. I know that Andrew will deliver better. You can count on me to deliver better. Place your confidence in him. Place your confidence in me. Place your confidence in this team that we're putting together. And let us build up our confidence in our country. Let's bring back hope to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's get it done. Thank you, my friends. Thank you very much for coming out here tonight. We have a lot of work to do, but our back is broad and we will get the work done.
Went away to a far, far land. Spent some time in New York. Most of my time in England. Now I come back to my born land. Come from England to make some vibes, just to keep my fans alive. But the vibes they're teaching me, that don't write in my book.
South Windward! Give it up for the New Democratic Party! Give it up for your next Prime Minister! Give it up for your next candidate! Andrew John!
Went away to a far, far land. time in New York. Most of my time in
Once again, give it up for Dr. Friday and your candidate for South Windward, Andrew John.
Just to keep my fans alive. But the vibes they're teaching me that don't write in my book.
Want to thank you. Low DJ, low. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so very much. Low. It's all right. Play the music. We want to thank you so very much for coming out tonight. And when the call is made to go to the polls, you know exactly what you have to do. Go and vote solidly for the New Democratic Party. Make sure that you are registered to vote. Make sure that if there are a young voter in your household, that they are also registered to vote. Talk to your family members, talk to your friends, anybody that you know is eligible to vote. You vote for your candidate. Vote solidly for the key, Andrew John, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for those of you who've been viewing via social media, Facebook, those of you who've been listening via radio. Continue to follow the New Democratic Party on the social media platforms and be ready when the call is made to vote for change.